Hi everyone, today's video is going to be slightly different. I'm going to be doing my first ever tutorial for you guys. It's probably not going to be great, but hopefully it will teach you how I do my makeup, how I get this look, which I really like. It's very simple, it's very easy to do, and it's going to be using my new foundation, which a few of you requested that I do a tutorial with, because I find it really easy to use and it gives us such a gorgeous finish. And it's the Guerlain Lingerie De Peau, and it's their newest foundation. It's oil free, but it really is for any skin type. It doesn't leave that horrible matte, doll-like appearance that most mattifying or for oily skin foundations do. It's quite glowy, it's very natural, it's very lightweight, medium coverage, and it's so easy to work with. I just love it. So yeah, if you're interested to know how I do my makeup and how to get this look, then continue watching. So I've applied my primer, which was MAC's Mattifying Cream, just to my nose, my chin and my T-zone area, basically my forehead, just to stop oil coming through. I don't really need it on my cheeks or anything, as they don't get very oily. So that's all I've done. I've done my eyes already, just because I look pretty scary without all my makeup on. But yeah, so I've already done my eyes and I've done my primer. And the first thing I do usually is apply an under eye cream, and the one I'm using at the moment is Bobbi Brown's corrector in Light Bisque, and as you can see I've used quite a lot, and it's a really pretty baby pink colour, which is really good for covering under eye circles, which I have. And I will just take a small amount on my finger and just pat it in under the eye. I'll just smooth it out all the way across to my outer corner of my eye, because I find that I get shadows in the outer corner as well. So I'll just smooth it in and then gently pat it in. I know you're meant to use your ring finger to do this, but somehow I just can't do it. I don't know why. It comes naturally to me to use my middle finger. But I just pat it very gently, as the skin under your eyes is very sensitive and it's much thinner than the rest of your face. So I'll just smooth it out and then gently pat it in. So I've done that, and then the next thing I do is apply my foundation, and as you know I'm going to be using Guerlain's Lingerie De Peau, and I use the shade in number 3, which is a tiny bit dark for me, but with a fake tan it's okay, and the other two shades were quite light, so this was the best match for me. But it's a really nice lightweight silky foundation, very easy to use, very easy to blend and to get to look natural, and I just love it. I'm going to apply it using a 189 MAC brush, which is a really huge foundation brush. I just find that the biggest foundation brushes take less time to apply the product to your face. I'll just put my hair behind my ears, which looks awful, but I'll shake the bottle to mix it all up, and then I'll probably take 2 pumps there. It's quite liquidy. And get my foundation brush and just apply it lightly all over my face. It smells really nice as well. Kind of similar to YSL foundations and makeup. And I'll take it across underneath my chin and down underneath her neck. Sorry if I'm looking in the mirror, but I can't really do it in the camera. And a little bit more on that side. As you can see, I don't really have awful skin, and this is quite a light foundation. I would say a medium coverage, and it covers really nicely. I have an uneven skin tone, so I find that it's really good for evening out the redness in my skin, and it's good at covering light blemishes, but if you have a big red zit, then you're going to need concealer as well. And I do have a few spots at the moment, so I'm going to use concealer. Now I'll just take it on my nose. Just even it out. Don't worry, we're going to blend it when I've finished applying it everywhere. And take a bit on my forehead. And take it right up to the hairline so you don't get a gap down between my eyebrows. So I have a little bit left on my hand. I'm just going to take that down my neck and pat it on, and then just so the colour's matching. And then when I've applied that, I'm just get rid of the excess on my brush, and when I've applied that I'll just rub it in with my hands. Usually I don't like to do this with most foundations, as I find them quite hard to work with, and they're usually quite thick on my skin, but as this one's really thin and really soft, I find the best way to blend it is with my fingers. Other foundations I usually use a flat top kabuki and just go over my whole face, gently buffing it in to stop lines and things, but this foundation really doesn't leave lines. It's like it says, it's skin fusion, so it kind of bonds with your skin really nicely, which makes it really easy to work with. So that's done. And then I'll, just around the areas where foundation does tend to get a bit cakey, this one doesn't, but I still like to do it just out of habit, is I'll take a beauty blender sponge and I'll gently bounce it on my skin. Just around my chin, I find under my nose, around my nose and on my nose, probably the worst places, between my eyebrows. Foundation tends to gather there, sometimes on my forehead. So as you can see, I just gently bounce it off the skin. The Beauty Blender sponge is amazing. If you use a heavier foundation and you find that sometimes it can gather in the points here and here, then definitely a Beauty Blender sponge is fantastic to have. You just gently put it in water, squeeze it out so it's damp, and then bounce it off, and it gets rid of that cakiness straight away. It's really amazing. So that's the foundation. As you can see, it covers really well. It gives kind of a dewy, luminous finish. It's not too wet looking, but it's a really nice, natural, dewy finish. It's very light on the skin. It doesn't sit in your pores, it's not cakey, and I just love it. So I don't have too many blemishes at the moment, but I am going to use my Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer to get rid of any that might be showing through. There's probably a few. I have a scar from one there. I have one there. So I'll just take a little bit and just dab it. This is an amazing concealer. It covers all day. You never need to reapply it. It's very good for covering redness. And you need a tiny amount. Basically, I just dot it all over my face, which looks good. I'll leave it to bond with my skin for maybe 10 or 20 seconds or so, and then I'll gently just use my finger and pat it in, because this seems to get the most natural finish. I'll rub it in around my nose. I have a bit of redness on the top of my nose, around the sides, so I like to put concealer there. And gently pat it. Doesn't leave a cakiness at all if you use a small amount and you use the warmth of your finger just to gently pat it into your skin. There's just one bit there. So that's my foundation and concealer done. I won't use a setting powder straight away because I find that when I do my eye makeup it leaves 5 minutes or so for the foundation to really bond with your skin and to sink in, because right now it doesn't look as natural as it's going to, but by the time it's got used to your face and bonded, then it looks even better. So I would usually wait while I do my eyes to do that, but I'm not going to wait today because I'm going to make this video. So I'm going to take my bronzer and do my contouring, and the bronzer I'm using at the moment to contour is e.l.f.'s Bronze and Contour or Bronze and Blush Duo, and I take my Revlon blush brush, which I find really good for contouring, and I'm just going to take it in the bronzer bit and swirl it in and tap it off and tap the excess off on my skin. And then in the hollows of my cheeks, underneath my cheekbones, I just lightly up and down in the powder, if you can see, and then work it up. That's one side. And do the same again. Just up and down, and then lightly round and up. Might need a bit more. And then I'll take it up here, up to my temples. And then a little bit underneath. And then across here, top of my forehead, just to create shadow. So that's the contour, and then I'll take a big fluffy brush, which is by A Design, and take my Trish McEvoy bronzer, which is a really natural, a little bit shimmery, peachy bronze, and I will just go lightly all over my face with that. Oh, my hair's a mess. So I'll swirl it in, tap it off. Just gently take it all around. I just find this gives a really nice bronzy glow to the face instead of having just the harsh contour lines. It helps to bring it all together. And down there, and then I'll take this onto my neck as well. And do my ears. So that's the bronzing done, and sorry, got a hair there. Bronzy and the contour, and then I'll take a blush, and which is Smashbox's Chiffon. It's a really gorgeous peach with shimmery gold bits in it. And I'm going to take my MAC blush brush. Just a lot comes off, so I'm just going to tap it off, so I don't want that much. And then I make a funny face, and gently on the top of my cheekbones, just pat it on and then work it in. Same again, just tap it off. Just pat it on and then work it in. So I would usually apply a highlighter if I had a different foundation, but I find this foundation has a nice glow to it, so I don't really need a highlight as well, otherwise I think it would be a little too much. So then I'll take my highlighting stick, and this is by Pixi, and it's in the colour 1, and I'm just going to apply that to underneath my eyebrows to give a little bit of a highlight. Just gently blend it in with my finger. And then a little bit here, my cupid's bow, and down my nose. I really like cream highlighters better than powder highlighters. I find you can get as much product as you want. Sometimes with powder highlighters I find that a little too much and then I can't do anything about it, but with cream highlighters you can build it as much as you like. So all that's done, the next thing I will do is apply a setting powder, and I'm going to use Invisible Matte by Clinique. I love this powder. It's very lightweight, doesn't leave a cakey feel, and it holds the oil in. So I'll take a little bit on a puff and just press it into my nose. As it's invisible, it doesn't get rid of colour that's already there, it doesn't take off your foundation or anything. I just apply it on my chin, under my nose, a little bit on here because I get a bit shiny, and then on my forehead. You don't need very much really. So that's that. And then I'll go under my eyes. I'm going to take Estee Lauder's Camouflage Cream Maximum. I find amazing. It's a very good coverage. It lasts really well, and it's just the best for covering dark circles. And you need the tiniest amount. So I'll take a teeny weeny bit there. It's actually classed as a foundation and sold as a foundation, but it's very heavy and I could never use it as a foundation. But I find it's probably the best for concealing under eye circles, and I've bought it a few times because it lasts ages. I think I had my last tube for about a year and a half. So I'll just gently backwards and forwards do it under my eyes and down the side of my nose, and then pat it in. Make sure there's no lines there. So yeah, I'm going to set that with Benefit's Powder Flash, which I've just started using again. I bought it ages ago and forgot about it, but I'm actually really liking it. It's a very pale pink colour, and it works really well under the eyes. So I'll just take a little bit, swirl it in and tap it off, and using my Bare Essentials Eye Kabuki brush, I'll just gently take it my inner corners and under my eyes. It's almost invisible, but it has a very, very light colour to help eradicate under eye circles. So you don't have to worry about it caking because it's very, very thin and it's got silicone in it, which helps to stop kind of build up under your eyes. And then I'll gently use my fingers in case it creases. So that's my makeup done really. And then the last thing I will do when I've finished all my eye makeup and everything, I will just take Fix Plus and spray it lightly all around the face, and then I hairdry it. This really, really helps to get rid of all the powder products you're using, to blend them all together to make it look very, very natural and flawless, and gets rid of any cakiness if there is any. And I love Fix Plus. You see an instant finish. It just looks amazing. So that's it, guys. I'll just apply a lipstick. Number 17's Beehive. I hope you found this helpful. This is basically what I do every day. And I'm really enjoying using my Guerlain, and it's just a beautiful foundation. I think it would suit anybody. It's gorgeous. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.